Straight ahead on 12 News. Adding Cajun spice to the local restaurant scene. We get a taste of the growing number of independent restaurants. Plus, session over. What projects were put in and which ones were left out for the Northwest Metro. But first, tragedy in a Brooklyn Park pool. 12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. A Brooklyn Park family is mourning the loss of their 3-year-old daughter.
Corianna Wright's body was found early this morning at the bottom of a swimming pool. Sonia Goins has the latest on the investigation.
Mike and Alex, police are calling this a horrible accident. They say Corey was here at the Wintergate Apartments playing with older siblings when she went missing.
Typical 3-year-old, fun-loving, a lot of energy.
Corianna Wright's family say they'll miss the smile that used to brighten up their world.
Play with dolls, watch cartoons, like to get up and eat cereal in the morning.
Sadly, Corey's family will never get to see her do those things again. The 3-year-old went missing around 8 Sunday night while she was playing with older siblings.
I was playing at the pool, and everybody came in, and we noticed she wasn't in the house.
Family, friends, even strangers helped to look for her.
We're like, okay, y'all haven't found her yet, so we helped.
Mahtomedi Johnson says they searched all around the property, even the pool.
I just felt like we didn't do enough because if we checked it, we just didn't think to look on the sides of the walls of the pool.
Brooklyn Park police and firefighters also look for Corey.
At this time, there's nothing suspicious. And it appears to be an accident.
They searched the pool earlier that night, but they didn't see the toddler. They say the water was cloudy, obstructing their view. After a second go-around, they later found her body at the deep end of the pool.
Essentially, they seen an item that was on the bottom that they couldn't really tell what it was, and then upon using a drag type thing to lift it up, they realized that that was actually the young girl.
The pool has a fence and a gate with a padlock, and the pool is closed down at sunset.
At this point, it seems like she would have got in there with the rest of the kids swimming, and potentially just nobody had seen her.
Meanwhile, Corey's family says they can't believe she's gone.
I was just like in shock because, I was hoping, I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping that, she maybe is in one of these apartments. So that was the last thing I was thinking.
Now, Corey would have turned 4 next month. The family is holding a vigil here tonight at the Wintergate Apartments at 8 o'clock. They say they want to remember the little girl who touched so many lives. In Brooklyn Park, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Corianna's family does not live at the apartment complex. They live down the street. Police say they will not charge the family with trespassing.
A 25-year-old Maple Grove native died while mountain climbing on Mount Rainier in Washington state. Authorities confirm that the body found near the summit on Saturday is Kyle Bufus. Bufus graduated from Maple Grove High School in 2008 and recently lived in Utah. Park officials say Bufus became separated from his group during high winds on Thursday. A helicopter found his body on Saturday. The 2 other climbers he was with did make it out safely. Bufus was a climbing instructor who had a passion for the outdoors. He worked for an organization that takes groups on outdoor expeditions to build self-confidence.
A Brooklyn Center man has been identified as the person found shot and killed in North Minneapolis. According to the Hennepin County Medical Examiner, 25-year-old Darrell Williams died Friday night from multiple gunshot wounds. Williams was shot in front of a home near 33rd and Colfax Avenue North. Police have not yet made any arrests, and authorities do not believe the shooting was random.
Crystal police continue to look for a man involved in an attempted kidnapping over the weekend. They say it happened Saturday morning near Fairview and Hampshire Avenues North. Officers got a call that a 14-year-old girl was approached by a man who offered her a ride. When she refused, he forcefully told her to get into the car. The girl was able to run away to a nearby home. Police say they are looking for an overweight, balding white man with gray-brown hair. He is believed to be driving a tan-colored 4-door sedan. If you have any information on the incident, you are asked to call Crystal Police.
Senator Amy Klobuchar visited a Plymouth restaurant today to discuss new legislation aimed at fighting so-called patent trolls, people who acquire patents without intending to actually develop the products.
This is going on all over our country, where you have people who try to make a buck off of small businesses, and these suits have been increasing astronomically, really hurting a lot of our businesses.
Devani's was sued for patent infringement in 2011 for its online nutrition calculator feature. President Bob Stupka says the company developed the software and had used it for 9 years before it was sued out of the blue.
We believed we did nothing wrong, but we didn't have the resources to fight it, so we were forced to resolve the matter.
Klobuchar's co-sponsored a bill that she hopes will prevent businesses like Devani's from falling prey to frivolous lawsuits aimed at taking their money. The bipartisan bill will soon head to the Senate floor for discussion.
A major announcement in the Catholic Church today. Archbishop Nienstedt, in charge of the Archdiocese of St. Paul in Minneapolis, has resigned effective immediately. The resignation comes in the wake of criminal charges filed against the Archdiocese for allegedly failing to protect children from a sexually abusive priest. 12 News did reach out to several local parishes for reaction. No one was available to provide comment. After 4 months, a slew of backroom deals, and a special session that went into the wee hours of the morning, Minnesota's 2015 legislative session finally came to a close over the weekend.
Lawmakers passed a series of bills on that final day, including a state bonding bill. As Delane Cleveland reports, the bill produced some winners and losers in the Northwest Metro.
To drive on Plymouth's Vicksburg Lane, people have to make their way over a set of railroad tracks, which happen to be about 6 inches higher than the road.
When the railroad banked the tracks, that caused some problems for people crossing it, so the speeds had to be reduced. You pretty much have to go 10 or 15 miles an hour when you go by there now, and we want to be able to make sure traffic flows smoothly.
If you don't slow down, you could scrape the bottom of your car. Now, thanks to a new bonding bill, the days of bottoming out or having trains block the road are numbered.
The city has never received any bonding funds in the past, so this is a first for us.
Plymouth got $4.7 million in the bonding bill to build a bridge over the tracks on Vicksburg Lane.
It's a great victory and something that our community should be proud of, that we can use for the benefit of our residents.
Plymouth wasn't the only winner during the special session.
It's a really good thing for our community.
Representative Mike Freiberg scored a victory when lawmakers voted to let the Robbinsdale School District acquire the independently run Fair School in Crystal.
Something that the Robbinsdale School District, which I live in and represent, was very interested in. So I was very happy to see it included as part of the final bonding bill.
Freiberg says acquiring the school will help solve some of the district's issues related to classroom space. Meanwhile, one thing that wasn't included in the bonding bill was money to help repair a troublesome pipeline in Robbinsdale that provides water to Golden Valley, Crystal, and New Hope.
It started out as a challenging task, I think this year, but hopefully next year there will be a more substantial bonding bill, and that some of these projects serving our area can be a part of it too.
Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
Vicksburg Lane Bridge construction in Plymouth will begin in 2016 as part of a 2-year project. Well, coming up, adding a little sizzle and spice to the show, we'll experience some fine Cajun cuisine next.
And then a little bit later in sports, highlights from Armstrong's trip to the state high school baseball tournament.
But first, Tuesday will remain comfortable, temperatures staying in the 70s. Changes are coming soon to your local Target pharmacy counter. Drugstore chain CVS has announced a deal to acquire and rebrand all pharmacies inside Target stores. The deal is worth $1.9 billion. It's expected to be finalized by the end of the year. When it comes to franchise restaurants, we all have our favorites.
That's true, but it is the independent ones or the non-chain ones that can help bring distinction to a city. In this week's Business Matters, there are new independent restaurants opening each year in the Northwest Metro, and they're helping bring a different flavor to the suburbs. At Cajun Deli in Brooklyn Park, a pound of crawfish is ready for boil. After living in the South, owner Tin Lee and his wife opened this southern seafood spot a year ago with the idea of bringing some spice to the Northwest Metro.
We had 4 different kinds of seasoning that customer like, whatever they like, we put it on. We just kind of like cook for them.
Shrimp and crawfish, blue crab and mussels, the Cajun seafood offered here is gaining popularity among customers looking for something different.
There's a lot of nationalities here that do enjoy spicy foods, and I'm one of them. So I know me and my family, we truly love spicy food, so I can see us coming here all the time.
There are dozens of independently owned restaurants in our area, and it's only continuing to grow. I mean, probably every month we hear about a new one opening, and you know, with development coming in up on 610, I think that's only going to continue.
In a blog post for the Minneapolis Northwest Convention and Visitors Bureau, Becca Shar recently highlighted some of the newer and well-established non-chain restaurants in the area. They include the 50s Grill in Brooklyn Center, which is celebrating 25 years, and 3 Squares in Maple Grove.
And it brings in people, even people from downtown or from other communities come up to our area to try that great restaurant they heard about from a friend.
While franchise restaurants have their place and value, Shar says it's the independent restaurants that help set each city apart.
New original flavor, it definitely brings a sense of community, a sense of uniqueness to our area, definite distinctness compared to other communities.
If you're interested in checking out some of the non-chain restaurants in the Northwest Metro, there is a new mobile app called Visit Minneapolis Northwest. Still ahead, some Brooklyn Park seniors turn back the clock on America's pastime.
But first in sports, health issues will keep a Brooklyn Park basketball standout off the court at the University of Minnesota. John Jacobson will have that and more when we come back. John Jacobson with sports now, and got to be a big disappointment for a local basketball player. He had his sights set on playing in college, but now they say he can't.
Health comes first in this case. Yeah, one of the state's top prep boys basketball recruits from the class of 2015 will not be able to continue his athletic career in college, at least not at the University of Minnesota as planned. Jarvis Johnson of Brooklyn Park, who graduated from De La Salle High School, will not be cleared medically to play for the Gophers. The statement released by the U of M and the Johnson family today stated, "While we are extremely disappointed, the health and welfare of Jarvis is our highest priority," end quote. Johnson had a defibrillator installed in 8th grade after his heart stopped following a collapse at basketball practice at De La Salle. He was medically cleared to play in high school and helped the Islanders win 4 straight Class 3A championships. That press release also said that Jarvis Johnson will retain his scholarship to pursue his undergraduate degree while remaining part of the men's basketball program at Minnesota. Champions are being crowned today at Target Field at the state high school baseball tournament. Armstrong played in the Class 3A tourney Friday and Saturday, including a matchup with Mahtomedi in the quarterfinals. The Zephyrs strike first as Trevor Moses singles to score Zach Taylor in the bottom of the first. Mahtomedi takes a 1-0 lead. 6'11" right-hander Sean Jelly of Mahtomedi fans the side in the first, but Jack McDonough's ground-out scores Noah Worden in the second inning to tie the game. It stays 1-1 until the 6th, when Matt Bachmeyer tags a hit to left center to bring Troy Olette in for a 2-1 Falcons lead. Jordan Kuzdia is sharp for Armstrong, tossing a 4-hitter with 8 strikeouts as Armstrong wins 2-1. That put the Falcons into the state semifinals where they faced Chanhassen. Bottom of the first, Chan's Jack Matson cracks a fly ball to the fence to bring home 2 runs, and it's 2-0 Storm. Bottom of the third, Matson comes through again with a run-scoring line drive into the right field corner. The Storm builds a 6-0 lead through 4 innings. In the top of the 4th, the Falcons try to rally. Corey Gilbert rips the shot just fair down the line to score Jay Norgard to get Armstrong on the board. Then Josh Thorpe legs out an infield single to play Gilbert, and it is 6-2. But the Falcons don't score again, and they fall to Chanhassen. 7-2 is the final. Armstrong bounced back to win the third-place game, though, 6-4 over Northfield. Lance Kilby pitched 6 shutout innings for the Falcons. Their final record for the season, 18-10. Baseball and lacrosse were the final 2 high school tournaments of the spring sports season. 2 local guys will get a chance to play professional baseball. Armstrong High School graduate Jack Goyle and Maple Grove grad Roman Collins were both selected in the Major League Draft last week. Collins was picked in the 5th round by the Kansas City Royals following a great season at Florida Atlantic University. Collins batted .288 for the Owls and led Conference USA in runs batted in with 59 and triples with 5. Goyle was selected in the 28th round by Cleveland. He finished his college career at Division II Augustana this spring, hitting .386 and leading the Vikings in hits, home runs, and doubles. So good luck to those guys. Let's see if they sign contracts and where they might end up next year.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Still ahead, batter up. A few grandmas and grandpas are ready to make you smile.
The photo shoot that had some Brooklyn Park seniors swinging for the fences. We'll be right back.
Tater Days in Brooklyn Park starts on Thursday, but the search has already begun for the golden spud.
In fact, we're already up to clue number 3, so here it goes. Fish glisten in the sun and sticks float idly by, unaware of the roaring rush upstream. It's a place where the wild things are, the heart feels full, and the mind can wander and dream. That's it. And remember, there's a $300 reward for finding the golden spud. It's in a public place, and you won't have to dig or climb for it.
Okay.
But I think I have an idea. But then I was wrong last year, so I'm not going to say.
Pays to think it out, though.
It does. Well, it's unlikely you'll ever see a softball team like the one that took the field in Crystal today.
I'm going to try and pitch. I'd like to bat, too. See if I still have it.
How do you get your fingers in there? They got the gloves on, the baseball caps, and even the catcher's gear for a fun photo op. Seniors from Waterford Manor in Brooklyn Park are posing for their second annual calendar. The 2015 version featured fire and police uniforms. For 2016, they're in softball uniforms.
The whole thing is they're having a blast. And I know that last year's models, they're still talking about it now. And this is something to make a memory. Their kids think it's fantastic.
That's right. In fact, the children are the ones who often buy the calendars. Any profit from the calendar sales are turned over to the Alzheimer's Foundation, and you can contact the Waterford if you'd like a copy of your very own. Looking good out there on the field.
How could you say no to those faces?
That's right,
Isn't that
exactly. Any good players? You were out there?
Well, they're having a blast. It was all about having fun, and they were doing that for sure.
That's right. That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Community Corner is coming up next. We'll see you back here tomorrow beginning at 4.